When it comes to overpowered bad guys, no one does it better than Marvel. What's up guys? Welcome back to Screen Lab. And today, we will be counting down the top 8 god-tier supervillains in the Marvel Universe. Stay tuned as we hit the spotlight on Jean Grey in all her Dark Phoenix glory. So let's get to it. Number 8. God Emperor Doom. We begin our list with a Fantastic Four's arch-nemesis, Victor Von Doom, in his most terrifying form ever. A little background on Doom. He's basically Iron Man with Doctor Strange magic. Considered as the smartest supervillain in the entire Marvel Universe, Doom has the ability to beat any opponent with sheer knowledge alone. And much like Tony Stark, Doom has all the resources he needs, being the monarch of fictional country Latveria, to harness mystical energy and build any tech that can defeat even the strongest of cosmic beings. Thanos, Mephisto, Galactus, all have fallen to Doom's superior intelligence and incredible abilities to incorporate both magic and science during battle. Although Doom is hardly considered as a god-tier supervillain, there is one version of him that actually becomes the strongest character throughout the Marvel multiverse. In Secret Wars, a cosmic entity called the Beyonder arrives in the Earth 616 timeline and kidnaps a number of heroes and villains. Doom, with the help of Stephen Strange and Molecule Man, manages to steal not only the Beyonder's powers, but the powers of thousands more like him, becoming God Emperor Doom. With the power of more than 1,000 Beyonders, Doom can basically kill anyone or create an entire universe with a single thought. With his medieval-inspired body armor and hooded cloak, Doom already has the distinction of being the coolest supervillain in the entire comics. But with the arrival of God Emperor Doom in all his white omnipotent glory, it's safe to say that no one comes close, literally.
Call me Doom.
Number 7. Onslaught. The X-Men have arguably the best rogue gallery in the Marvel Universe. Mystique, Juggernaut, Mr. Sinister, Apocalypse, Sabretooth, and of course, Magneto. Speaking of Magneto, despite being one of the strongest mutants around, he doesn't quite match up well with the uber-powerful cosmic entities. But Magneto fused with Charles Xavier's psychic abilities? Now we're talking. Onslaught made his first full appearance in X-Men Volume 2, number 53, a being formed out of Magneto's rage and Xavier's apparent dormant personality. After a battle between Magneto and Wolverine ends with the Master of Magnetism ripping Wolverine's adamantium claws from his hands, as well as a young mutant getting killed by anti-mutant protesters, Xavier snaps, creating the supervillain Onslaught. At first glance, he simply looks like Magneto on steroids, although he definitely looks more like Magneto than that of Professor X. There are some features that set him apart, specifically the razor-sharp claws and the bladed shoulder pads. Aside from possessing Xavier's telepathic prowess and Magneto's ability to manipulate magnetic fields, Onslaught can also harness cosmic energy, as well as absorb powers from any mutant. The X-Men returning to the MCU was one of the biggest superhero news in 2019. But it will still be years before we see any mutants interact with the Avengers on the big screen. For the meantime, let's just enjoy watching Professor X lose his mind and become a psychopathic Hulk in another universe. Number 6. Hela. Any Asgardian with their superhuman physiology and ability to harness cosmic energy would easily make this list. But when it comes to OP Asgardian villains, no one comes to the goddess of death, Hela. If you were disappointed by her becoming another one-off villain in the MCU, then you should be delighted that her comic book counterpart is one of the most powerful villains in the entire Marvel Universe. In the comics, Odin ordered Hela to become the ruler of the spirits of the dead. She would then set up her throne in Niflheim, specifically a region called Hell, which is considered as one of the many death realms in the cosmos. Much like any other Asgardian, Hela possesses superhuman abilities, but being the goddess of death obviously has better perks. Hela is essentially immortal, and she also has the ability to bring anyone to life or death for that matter, with a mere touch. These powers have allowed Hela to not only beat Odin and Thor numerous times, but also wreak havoc in the entire 9 realms.
You are reborn.
With the help of Loki, she commences the Asgardian apocalypse called Ragnarok by sending hordes of monsters to attack Asgard. She also steals a piece of Odin's soul at one point and uses it to summon a powerful entity that causes great destruction throughout the 9 realms. Number 5. The Phoenix Force. If there's one supervillain that can wipe out the entire X-Men in a matter of minutes, it's the Phoenix Force. First appearing in the Uncanny X-Men number 101, the Phoenix Force is the oldest cosmic entity in the entire Marvel Universe. It's so old that Reed Richards even implied a connection between the Big Bang and the Phoenix Force existence. Mr. Fantastic is actually right, as the Phoenix Force is an immortal being that represents the life, death, and rebirth cycle. But despite being an omnipotent being, it doesn't take any form and requires a host for it to serve any kind of purpose. During the Phoenix Saga in Uncanny X-Men, the Phoenix Force takes the body of Jean Grey after she calls out for help during a failed space mission.
Someone help me.
Now possessing the Phoenix full power as well as her telekinetic abilities being significantly enhanced, Jean renames herself as Dark Phoenix. But the immense power proves to be much for Jean, as she accidentally blows up an entire planet and also nearly kills her fellow mutants. Knowing the only way to remove the cosmic entity from her body is through a sacrifice, she activates an ancient Kree weapon that immediately takes her life. Aside from Jean Grey, the Phoenix Force also claimed a number of hosts over the years: Franklin Richards, Rachel Summers, Thane, and of course the infamous Phoenix 5, Cyclops, Emma Frost, Magic, Colossus, and Namor. If you read about the Phoenix 5 in Avengers vs. X-Men, as well as the original Phoenix Saga, then you know, these are 2 of the best stories that Marvel Comics has ever produced. If you're loving the list so far, make sure to watch until the end of the video, as we reveal the god-tier supervillain that has battled with Stephen Strange multiple times in the comics. Number 4. Galactus. Remove any memory you have with Galactus from Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer, and focus on Galactus from the comics. Much like every other villain in this list, Galactus is essentially a god. He is one of the oldest beings in the entire universe, similar to the Phoenix Force, and has the ability to manipulate any form of cosmic energy. Possessing a vast limitless cosmic energy called the Power Cosmic, Galactus is able to utilize telepathy, telekinesis, teleportation, energy projection, and transmutation of matter, among others. Aside from already being OP, he is also immortal and eats entire planets when he's hungry. The Devourer of Worlds made his debut in Fantastic Four number 48, consuming numerous planets, including the Skrull homeworld. Although Dr. Doom holds the distinction of being the Fantastic Four's #1 foe, Galactus is a much bigger threat that oftentimes require most of Marvel heroes to band together. Now, that's an Avengers level threat right there. Number 3. Thanos. The MCU's first ultimate baddie definitely deserves all the love and the hate for that matter. Thanos was built up since the very first Avengers film in 2012, and when he was finally introduced to the big screen in Avengers Infinity War, his mere presence alone lived up to the massive hype. And when he turned most of our favorite heroes into dust, everyone knew no one messes with a Mad Titan.
I am inevitable.
MCU Thanos also holds the distinction as the only villain to appear in a Marvel movie more than once, not counting Loki. If you think the Mad Titan is already a formidable foe in the movies, then you shouldn't be surprised that he is way stronger in the comics, especially if you're a comic book fan. Much like Dr. Doom, Thanos is highly intelligent and a master strategist. Pair these with superhuman strength and durability, then you easily have a god-tier supervillain not only in the Marvelverse, but in the entire realm of comics. Ever wondered how strong Thanos is without the Infinity Gauntlet? Well, he stopped Thor's hammer, vaporized the Hulk, survived the full power of the Phoenix Force, and also survived a blast from Planet Eater Galactus, in which the latter became hungry afterward. Number 2. The Beyonder. What's more dangerous than a cosmic entity bent on destroying the universe? Another cosmic entity bent on destroying the universe but with mental problems. The Beyonder, first introduced in Secret Wars, is undeniably one of the most powerful supervillains in the entire Marvel multiverse. But what makes him different to the other bad guys on the list is that he is mentally and emotionally unstable. And with the ridiculous power he possesses, it makes him much more terrifying. The Beyonder hails from another dimension outside the Marvel multiverse called the Beyond Realm. In his realm, he embodies everything and anything that exists. He even refers to the Marvel multiverse as a little droplet of water in the vast ocean. Basically, he is God. In Secret Wars, he kidnaps all the Earth's heroes and villains and pits them against each other in a gladiator-style tournament. In Secret Wars 2, he takes the form of a human being and decides to destroy the multiverse since he was becoming bored with mind-controlling everyone.
Call me the Beyonder.
Unlike most villains on this list, the Beyonder never really understood the full extent of his powers, with his constant tantrums and compromised mental state proving to be his own undoing in both Secret Wars comics. And number 1. Dormammu. The Lord of the Dark Dimension takes our number 1 spot as the ultimate god-tier supervillain in the Marvel Universe. First appearing in Strange Tales number 126, Dormammu belongs to a race called the Faltine, powerful beings made of pure energy. After getting banished from his homeworld, Dormammu then stumbles upon the Dark Dimension, and it wouldn't take long before his enormous power allowed him to take full control of the said mystic realm. Much like Dr. Doom, comic book Dormammu exudes a distinct aesthetic that sets him apart from most villains: his fiery head. As mentioned earlier, Doctor Strange has battled Dormammu numerous times in the comics, even calling the Fire Demon his most terrible foe. There's no arguing the Sorcerer Supreme, as Dormammu is able to manipulate any form of matter, launch vast amounts of mystical energy, and raise different beings from the dead, all the while having also mastered the mystical arts. After his debut in the MCU, there is no doubt the Lord of the Dark Dimension is set to play a bigger role in future films. And a face-off against the Avengers is definitely something we're looking forward to.
Dormammu, I've come to bargain.
Bad news for Doctor Strange, as there will be no bargaining this time around. So there you have it. If you agree with this list, or if there are other Marvel baddies that deserve a special mention, make sure to leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, also watch the 8 Marvel characters Dr. Doom should be afraid of. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you enjoy everything Marvel, make sure to share this video with your family and friends. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.